say iron plus, or maybe sodium plus. They're all cations. Cations are the positively charged ions, and they have their opposite in the anions, which are negatively charged. These are oxygen minus, hydrogen minus, chlorine minus. If it's by itself and charged, that's the one key thing about these. Anions, cations, when in this context, we're referring to specifically by themselves, just singular charged particles, because we have a third category of polyatomic ions. These are, your NH4 plus or your SO3 minus. These are combinations of multiple elements, multiple atoms coming together, but still having an overall charge to them. These are also sometimes referred to as coordinated compounds. But let's move over to neutral chemicals. So, the easiest one to know off the top of your head are elements. If you find it on the periodic table, it falls into this category. So these, oxygen, carbon, nitrogen, lithium, rubidium, all these, the neutrally charged atoms by themselves are elements. From the elements, you can get things like if you take iron, but it's in like a block, that is still the elemental form of iron. But other neutral things, we have acids. Now, we'll get more into acids later, but for now, you can just think of them as things that donate a hydrogen group or a proton group. So they donate H plus. H plus is just a proton. So these are things like HCl or hydrochloric acid, HBr, hydrobromic acid, or H2SO4, sulfuric acid. And their counterparts are the bases. These donate hydroxide groups, which are negatively charged, OH. These are sodium hydroxide, lithium hydroxide. All of what I just named are strong. So sodium and lithium hydroxide are strong bases. But also we'll get into that in a later video. But we also have some organic compounds. Your glucose, which is C6H12O2. Let's get your CO2. So interesting thing, CO2 is it's not quite a diatomic compound, but it's relatively close. In addition to these, when we combine acids and bases, we get salts. Your sodium chloride, your sodium chloride, relatively common table salt. Magnesium sulfate, pretty common table salt. potassium chloride. But yeah, so these are the general different ways to classify chemical compounds. This is my inaugural ASMR video, so if you have any if you have any recommendations, ways that you think I can improve, please, please, please comment, let me know. If you think I missed anything, let me know. I can address that in a later video, bring this back up. But we'll be going into much more detail into some of these in the future, especially acids and bases and organic